Oh my God, this Sancho. This may be too much for PSG fans to handle, because I had not thought of that. I mean, he's very good. Why do English centre-backs cost so much? I don't know what you mean. Harry Maguire. Hey guys, the transfer window is well and truly open, and I've decided to sit here and go through some of your questions for today's Q&A. So, first off, trusty iPad as always, didn't say laptop this time. Bubai Roy has said, do you think after the addition of Sancho and potentially Varane and Camavinga, will Man United be a serious title contender or be the same, like a constant top 4 team? Love from West Bengal. Big shout out to you and all of you in West Bengal and the rest of Bengal for that matter. I actually do think they'll be a serious title contender, but even without these players, how many points were they off Manchester City last season in second? Was it about 10, 11 at the end? I don't think they're too far off, and this could definitely help. I think they are a serious title contender anyway. The fact they're going to add Sancho, who's amazing, right winger, Varane's got ridiculous quality if they manage to get that one over the line. And Camavinga as well, I'm not so sure he'll be joining Manchester United. Even without him, those two are such good signings. I definitely think United are a title contender, yes. Afif Hussein has said, do you think Jordan Henderson will leave Liverpool this season? Also, hope you guys are doing well. Thanks, Afif. We're doing lovely, and I hope you are too. No. Can't see Henderson leaving. There was talk about it the other day, PSG, Atletico Madrid. Even I was talking about it in the Daily News and saying that I couldn't see it happening because he's not going to find what he's got at Liverpool elsewhere, the way he fits into the system, the culture, the influence he has, club captain. I don't think Henderson's going to leave. Subhan Dua said, should Real Madrid go for Koundé or Fofana? Well, there's a very, very interesting addition there in Fofana because I had not thought of that. I mean, he's very good, did very well for Leicester. I still think Koundé's a little bit more on their radar than Fofana would be, and overall, I don't think Koundé is massively high up on their priority list either. But who is going to sign for Real Madrid? Well, I named 5 players right here in this video. And if you didn't like that plug, leave a like on the video anyway, because we're trying our best. Next up, AJGK1 has said, who do you think will be the biggest transfer this window? I think the biggest transfer this window has already happened in Achraf Hakimi. 60 million euros was the amount the PSG paid to Inter Milan for him. It is very worth it. He's brilliant. I can't see or think of anyone who's going to go for over 60 million. There are players who would go for over 60 million. God, maybe if Jack Grealish went, he'd be over 60 million. But apart from that, no, I think the biggest has already happened in Hakimi. Oh my God, there's Sancho. Oh yeah, but technically, no, not a technicality. I was thinking ones that have already happened. No, okay, Jadon Sancho then. What am I talking about? Absolutely. Jadon Sancho will be the biggest because it's kind of happening but not happened yet. Anyway, he'll be the most. Shreyas Boyar said, why do English centre-backs cost so much? I don't know what you mean. Harry Maguire. Okay, I have to try and explain this. It's not to do with centre-backs necessarily, although they do cost a lot. English players in general cost a lot of money because they come from teams who also have a lot of money. That is the way it is. So whenever you're thinking, oh, there's the English media have overhyped a player and now suddenly he's worth 100 million. That's not the case. It's just the case that the teams have a lot of money. For example, I've got a bit of an explanation here for you. The teams who finished in 16th, I've got 3 examples here. So you're calculating where you finish in the table and the TV money from each league and the other money that they get. They all split it equally, then you get the prize money. All this adds up at the end of the season. So teams who finished in 16th in La Liga was Getafe last season, got around 52 million euros. In the Bundesliga was Stuttgart, who got around 34 million euros. In the Premier League, it was Brighton, who got 123 million euros. I've changed it to euros from pounds. And that is with Brighton playing and finishing in the Premier League, whatever, 16th, 17th, 15th, 13th, for the last few seasons. So yeah, when it comes to the likes of Ben White, I'm assuming you're referring to, who could be moving to Arsenal for around 50 million pounds. Brighton can hold out for 50 million because that's just a bit of a dent in the money they just earned last season, never mind the money they've earned elsewhere. 50 million euros would literally be more than Stuttgart made all season and almost more than Getafe made all season. So that is why English players cost a lot, because the lower teams down in the division have a lot of money as well, so they don't need to sell for so cheap. Same thing with Grealish at Villa, Zaha at Palace. They've got a lot of money because they're in the Premier League, so they can hold out. bloody Norwich held out for how much from Buendia? For Aston Villa, wasn't it like 40 million euros? Anyway, Haroldinho said, who has been the best signing so far? I'm glad the Q&A is back. So, the best signing so far, I did mention Hakimi being amazing and that Sancho will be the biggest. I think the best signing so far is Gigi Donnarumma. Free transfer. Oh my word, the quality of that goalkeeper now, never mind what he could be in a few years, and never mind that he could be at PSG in the first choice position for 10, 15 years or more. Like, on a free transfer, regardless of whatever wage he's on, which would be something insane. That is insane. That has been the signing of the summer. Haroldinho also said, I'm so glad the Q&A is back. Thank you very much. Me too. KSV Abhishek has said, should Tottenham sign Danny Ings? I think he'd be a good signing for Tottenham, but I don't think he should go because he's not going to play as much. If Tottenham hold on to Harry Kane, like I think they will, because no team is going to pay the 120, 30, 40, 50 million that the club want for Harry Kane, then Danny Ings is pointless for him moving from Southampton, playing week in, week out, scoring a lot of goals to go and sit on the bench and, you know, be the bench warmer for when Harry Kane gets injured or drops out of form, which is quite rare when you look at how many games he's played in the last few seasons. He pretty much plays them all when he's fit. So I don't think that'd be good. If Kane goes, then yes, Ings would be a good signing. The Blue Ninja said, where do you think Griezmann will end up at the end of the transfer window? Something tells me Griezmann may not end up moving, but if he does, I can see Chelsea getting Antoine Griezmann. For some reason, they're obsessed with the signing of a new number 9. Timo Werner seems to be playing a little bit wider. Olivier Giroud has left and joined AC Milan. They seem really desperate for some reason to get rid of Tammy Abraham, who doesn't quite cut it. Yeah, I think Antoine Griezmann would be a fantastic fit. I think he'd do well at Man City as well. But yeah, Chelsea, I think they've got the money to pay for Griezmann's wages. Even if it's a loan deal, they could probably buy him outright as well. I think Haaland may be a bit too much, or not really going to move this summer because Dortmund is saying he's not moving. So yeah, if Griezmann moves, I think Chelsea. Lastly but not least, Hannah's Blocker said, will Mbappe stay at Paris Saint-Germain? Yes. Because I think, and this may be too much for PSG fans to handle, they might take losing him on a free next season ahead of losing him for about 60, 70, 80 million this summer. So, Kylian Mbappe has 1 year left on his deal. If he was to leave this summer, I think realistically they could charge about 80 to 100 million, maybe a little bit more for him. Actually, yeah, maybe a little bit more. Obviously not the full 150, whatever he's worth, because he's only got a year left on his deal. But if they say, right, we're not going to accept anything, we'll risk losing him on a free, then they are against the clock. Losing him on a free, he can discuss a contract with new teams from January 1st, gives them a very, very small window to convince him, and I think PSG will gamble, try to convince Mbappe within the space of the next 4 months, if not then the next 8 months until his contract runs out, or sorry, 10, 11 months, and they'll take that risk rather than losing him for about 80 million or so this summer, because I don't think money is quite a problem for PSG. But there you have it. There is the Q&A, the transfer Q&A special for today. Thank you so much for all of your questions in the community tab, and yeah, and until next time, I will see you all later. Didn't even mention where Angelina was. Angelina's on holiday.